Very, very proud of our staff, proud of our team, proud of our program, and thought it was another good home win, and excited that we got such great fan support as well.
Coach, last week you had Osiris and Steven kind of step up in the receiving game. Tonight you got a lot of different guys involved with Dedrick and Justin Johnson. Just what's that add to the passing game when you have different guys like that step up?
Yeah, I think that's part of what allows us to be effective and explosive is the versatility of it. And went into the week saying we wanted to get the slots and the tight ends a little bit more involved, and we were able to do that. And when a defense has to defend the length and the width of the field, and you're able to spread it out amongst all the ball carriers and get the ball dispersed, it makes them hard to kind of shut down one person. So it was good to get the slots and the tight ends involved, and I think that makes us all the more difficult to defend.
Quickly, Aris didn't play in the first half, but he was on the field quick in the third quarter. Was there a reason he didn't play in the first half?
Yeah, there was an accountability issue during the week, so that's part of developing a championship culture, and he understood. He knew the reasons why, and he had to sit out for half, and then we got him rolling in the third quarter.
And y'all benefited from a lot of yards after the catch, a lot of nice plays from receivers in open space. Has that been a priority with the receiver group recently, and why do you think that they were able to do that tonight?
Yeah, one of the base tenets of our offense is attempting to get our speed in space, for lack of a better term, whether it's the running backs, like we did with Colin in the pass game, or any of the receivers, or Nick in the run game. And you don't want it to be a phone booth game. You want it to be an open field game, because open field tackling is a hard thing to do. So the more we can spread it out and get people in space with the athletes we have, we think that makes us, like I said, difficult to defend.
You talk about effort and execution over here, Coach.
No, I'm sorry, Tyler.
You talk about effort and execution all the time. Effort comes to mind when I saw what you guys were doing in the first half. Jesse Jackson had a couple effort plays. Kylan Hill, obviously. How instrumental was that in sort of jumping out to that big lead that you guys got out to?
That was one of the things that we talked about last night and today, right before the game, is that we needed to start fast and knock the belief out of these guys. Having been at a Group of 5 school at Akron, and when you're an FCS school and you get a chance to play up, these guys come in with a chip on their shoulder and want to be able to prove that they belong here and can play against SEC talent. And the longer you let them in the game, the harder it's going to be to win. And we saw that at LSU, the LSU La Tech game. So our kids have prepared well all year. I think our practices have been excellent. I think our effort has been a constant as well. But I think what we're seeing as the season has progressed, particularly on the offensive side of the ball, has improved execution. I think it's been somewhat steady on defense. But I think every game we come out, we're getting a little bit better. Whoa.
Jesse's been starting in what was Guidry's starting spot, I think, the last 4 games now. Yeah. What prompted you to make that move, and did those catches in the first half kind of validate his extra snaps?
We look at those guys as co-starters. So Osiris, Steven, and Jesse, are all guys that kind of rotate through at the outside receiver position, and I think they were going 1 for 1 today, and Jesse just happened to be the guy that started. So all 3 of those guys are essentially on a series by series rotation. But Jesse did have, probably his best game of the year tonight, I think.
Obviously, this isn't on your mind. Over here again, Coach.
Damn, I'm sorry.
This isn't on your mind right this second.
You're like a ventriloquist. You're throwing your voice on the other side of the room.
Alabama's up 29-0 right now on LSU. How important is it for you guys to be playing the way they are right now, heading into that game next week?
Very important. Obviously we'll discuss them a little bit more on Monday, but that's what's ahead of us. We're going to enjoy this win for tonight, and then watch the film, make the corrections at practice, and then get a jump start on Alabama tomorrow. But certainly, when you're heading on the road to play the #1 team in the country, you definitely want to have momentum going in your favor.
You got some big plays in the return game today, I'd imagine, with how much y'all have talked about hitting yards and getting more of those and winning that battle more. That was good to see.
That was actually Coach Jones's #1 point of emphasis. He thought with how they punted the ball and the trajectory and the distance that we were able to get some return set up this week, and we did. Dedrick did a great job. Malik Deer had a nice return on kickoff return. So I think we did a real nice job on returns. Got to work a little bit more on our coverage units, but I thought the punting was improved tonight as well. So I think I would be surprised if we didn't win the drive start battle in this game. So that'd be a good change for us.
Just to follow up on the playing well right now thing, obviously Nick is probably playing better than he has all year. What have you seen from him in the last 2 weeks that has maybe led to what he's doing on the field right now?
I think he's playing with a lot more confidence. Obviously as coaches we kind of took a look at what we were doing and the things we were asking him to do and kind of streamlining it and I won't say simplifying it, but making sure that he was playing fast and utilizing his skill set to the best of his ability. So I think it's been a combination of him playing with more confidence, and I think the confidence comes from performing well. And I think the things that we're asking him to do allows him to put his best foot forward. So excited to see him come out and build off of last week's performance.
You said a few weeks ago that you kind of had this game earmarked for some of the freshmen to get out there and play. How good was it to see that kind of come to fruition?
No, it was great. You look out there in the last drive, and that was just about all of our freshmen on defense. Got a dollar bill in there on the O-line. I think we got just about every freshman in there. I think maybe one or two that we missed, and Brule was a guy that we held out because he had played this. We wanted to be able to play in the bowl game, so this would have been 4 for him. So we go through that every Monday, the list of the freshmen, how many games they played, and certainly to get those guys some more experience was very beneficial. And now with the bowl game and all the extra practices, I mean that's huge for their development as well.
Just going back to the way you guys started, because obviously that was really important tonight. Do you feel like it could have gone any better in that first quarter? I mean, 21-3 after 15 minutes, I'm sure was a pretty bright spot for you.
Yeah, the starting fast and building that confidence, and I think it was 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, which was great, and they weren't any. I mean, they were extended drives, and that's what you want. You talk about situational football. Had some 3rd down conversions. I think had a 4th down conversion. We're running it and throwing it with equal effectiveness, and then certainly, our defense has really kind of come out on a weekly basis, and you're almost surprised when they give up a 1st down or some yardage. But it was 40 possessions since the last touchdown they gave up, and however many there were tonight. So it's 51. I mean, that's remarkable. 51 possessions since the last touchdown. So, definitely starting fast helped us. Awesome, guys. Oh, Tyler, come on. Yes.
You might have already touched on it, but a lot of guys got into the action, and I mean that was evident from the first play. You got Justin Johnson, who's not a guy who figures into the passing game that often, but he goes for 37 yards on the first play, and then it kind of lingered throughout the night with a bunch of different guys. How important was that?
Yeah, like I said, we want to get the slots and the tight ends more involved in the pass game. And I don't have everybody. I would guess there's probably 10, 12 guys who caught a pass or carried the ball tonight, maybe a little more. 9 caught. That's good. So we want to spread the ball around and getting those guys involved. Like I said, it makes us more difficult to defend. And certainly with Justin and Farad, those guys being kind of co-starters, I thought it was real nice to get them some touches tonight because they bust their tails in the run game. They do a great job blocking. Obviously you want to be rewarded with the ball as well.
All right, great. We'll have players shortly. Thank
You got one more, Brett?
What was Brule's 3rd game?
I would have to look back on it.
He's listed in SFA and UL Lafayette.
I want to say possibly Auburn. If that pops into my head. But we have it down as.
It is 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's Auburn. Awesome. Thank you guys very much. Hail State.